Hey, it's currently 1:50 p.m. on January 22nd of 2023, and I'm creating this video so that I could document the journey and hold myself accountable because I'm still writing in my journal, but it's not enough to really make in sync of all my thoughts, and forcing myself to create this, it allows me to better sync my ideas and help with fluidity. And I know that I haven't been as transparent. I've been more like in the trenches, or I don't know what the right word is, but more so focused on learning and taking implementation, taking action. But I kind of want to share about the different ventures, beginning, the beginning of my entrepreneurial. I feel like that's such a cool word that I used to think as a kid. But yeah, this entrepreneurial journey, we'll go with that. Starting when I began, and then currently where I'm at and where I'd like to be in the short run. And then as I document these series, these video essays, I want to share the long run, where I want to be at the end. So I'd have to first take you probably actually around like 10 or 12 years old when I first found YouTube. Like, I guess, yeah, probably the first time I started using the web was through playing video games. And then I started just consuming loads, thousands, tens of thousands of hours. And I wanted to create content for myself. So at around 14, I was live streaming myself playing video games and met some really, really funny, hilarious friends, made some really cool connections that I still speak to this date. Shout out to, Ram and all of his friends. It's really incredible the connections that you can make thanks to the internet. But yeah, this website was called twitch.tv. I think it's owned by Amazon now. And I was on that platform until maybe 18 or 20, so like around 4 years, and I scaled up from 0 to around 10,000 followers. It's really hard to grow these days, in my opinion, due to just the oversaturation of content creators, and also the kind of like the algorithm. It's really hard for the discover feature. But there's always opportunities if you're able to find the right niche. If you have certain skill sets that you could offer to the market, there's always opportunities. So I started on Twitch and I learned affiliate marketing from there. And affiliate marketing is when you are working with a brand. Let's say you are selling products on Amazon, or you have a certain product that you buy. You could get an affiliate link, meaning that you have a certain keyword URL, and then you promote that keyword URL to your fans or to people, and then if they click on it, then you get a compensation. And usually the percentages, the margins, it depends on what product. And you don't have to use Amazon, you could use other really big companies. It doesn't really matter what type of companies you're working with. Even startups, I know, like supplemental companies, they have really big margins. But at 2016 or 2017, there was I'm not sure when the book Rich Dad Poor Dad came out, but I know that was a huge shift within countless, like many people, of you need to build cash flow, and making money online was a big niche. And that was like the shiny thing for me. And there's a lot of gurus who talked about different business models, like such as what we're talking about: affiliate marketing, drop shipping, forex. And forex, I believe, is using stocks. It's related to day trading and real estate. There are just so many different avenues, and I thought, maybe I'll do this. This is what I want to do. In high school, I was probably around I would say 16, 15, 16, 17. I'm not too sure. And I did try dropshipping, and the model of dropshipping, how it works is that you usually source your supplies from different companies, you could either put your brand logo on it, and then they could ship it to America. You pretty much get a huge margin. It depends on what type of product you're selling, obviously. And this business model was super popular, and especially through the use of using digital marketing or paid media marketing, meaning that you use Google or you use Instagram, you use Facebook. You could target specific groups of like this product. Let's say, for example, I'm selling LED lights. I could target people who are under the age of 18, who are really into creating videos, let's say, or decorating their room, and just putting a lot of ads. So this was like a huge trend during that time. I personally have invested a little. I tested two different products, but both of them failed. I think one generated one sale, and the item was one of them. No, I think I did three products. So one of them, I started with a posture corrector, and I needed this because I wanted to target gamers because I knew I had a very hunchback. So the company name was My Hunchback, and I'm so glad I didn't file an LLC or anything. I'm not even sure if I could do that during that time, but like I got someone on Fiverr to create a logo and everything, and I was super excited with zero sales. And I reached out to Instagram influencers with like 100K to 1 million followers, gaming pages, and then I would ask them, hey, do you mind giving me a shout out for like around maybe like it was a couple hours. I couldn't really afford too much. I had an ad budget. I mean, I was a student and I was just reinvesting what I was making on Twitch. And so I probably spent on ad budget like maybe $100. And there were I think 10,000 people watched the ad, but then I didn't really understand the analytics. I think there was a lot of, problems with it. But yeah, dropshipping, it didn't go too well, and then I kind of like forgot about it, and then I just hopped over to the traditional path. I was really interested in just making money in general. I think for security reasons, providing for the family, and the traditional path was lucrative for me. But I also was very hesitant about it. I always wanted to like do things that is different or unique, and that could really bite you. Always pursuing the next new shiny thing, the stick dangling that you will never achieve because there will be another new carrot in front of you. But anyway, yeah, after that I didn't really do too much. I was quite addicted to video games a lot, and then probably around 20, no, what am I saying? Not 20. At 18, I wanted to become a real estate broker, because I saw people like finance YouTubers and just reading upon articles of how lucrative real estate is and real estate investing was. And this was, just 3 years back. But yeah, that I did pursue taking an exam and stuff, but I didn't really follow through completely with doing it, because I was also trying to balance college, and thus I always had this interest also about learning about economic concepts and going out of my way to learn about personal finance, because I always found it intriguing. Just trying to perceive the world and how it operates, learning more about power and influence, how value exchange even happens, going to learning about the history of currency and the economic system. It's just really fascinating. And I don't know if I could truly perceive reality as it is, because there are certain biases that I have inherently, but I'd like to believe that I could get to that state. Anyway, so when I'm currently still in school, and probably around, so it's currently January, probably around May or so, or even before that, now I was still consuming a lot of YouTube, finding out different ways of making money. There's so many different ways now due to just the monetization and the digital economy that's just booming. And thanks to, I guess, the pandemic, that's one of it accelerated that progress of how things are really shifting, and the amount of currency flows that's happening online. And thus I decided to learn more about like different business models that's out there. I started my own agency at around May or June, and I got into contact with a partner who was really skilled in doing Google PPC, and we did get a client, luckily. But right now I'm still in the midst of trying to retain because of personal issues on the client's end. And right now I starting my own e-commerce store, and essentially the business model is still dropshipping, and dropshipping has probably existed, I would say, maybe since the beginning of commerce. Like essentially what dropshipping is you're a middleman. You're not the distributor. Yeah, you're the distributor. So there's a supplier, there's a distributor, and then there's a consumer, right? And distributors would be, examples could be Home Depot that sells like furniture, could be Walmart, Amazon, it could even be a Wayfair. There's a lot of really, really big like retailers. And the suppliers, because they want something like someone consistent who could generate sales, they give them the retailers a discount, and the retailers, that's how they make profits as well. And they could also do a little markup within the consumer side as well. That's kind of like how the model works. I'm not sure if this makes sense. I'm not sure if I'm articulating myself as well, but essentially I'm starting it, and the past like 2 hours I finished making the website, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I invested probably around $1,000 so far in terms of creating. I filed an LLC in California. What else did I do? We got a virtual email address, like a virtual address, got a business phone number, business credit card, and like it's definitely a lot. And there is no, maybe there's courses on how you could do this, how you could be an entrepreneur. And there's like a giant boom of people creating LLCs. I believe there was like 40,000 or 60,000 LLCs that was formed in 2023 alone. Let's see, how many LLCs were formed in 2020? Let's say 2022. Wow. Okay. No, maybe it's 40,000 per day, because it's stating new business statistics from 2022 shows that over 3.8 million new business applications were filed within the first 3 quarters. And then this is from Oberlo, but that's mind-blowing. And I believe the statistic is like 50% of businesses survive within like the first couple years. And I could be part of that statistic, but I'm still really grateful that I get this opportunity to go on new ventures, learning more about the more real world. There really is an abundance of information that the web has allowed for. And I'm truly grateful for so many people documenting their journey, sharing the spread of like information that's sometimes gatekept. There's still a lot of gatekeeping information. Essentially, some of the softwares that I'm paying for example, is like doing keyword research, or it could be spying on your competitors, or lead gen. There's these softwares, you're pretty much paying for information. But yeah, despite that, there's just so many opportunities. I think it's just incredible. And I really do feel like as long as you really want it and you consume and implement the actions and constantly just absorb, not just copy and paste things, but trying to put your own little unique taste and really trying to understand what skill sets are necessary and refining, because there's always going to be new shiny things, new business models that's going to be thrown at you. And I think the really key importance is you really need to know to stick with one that will match with your personality in the long run, and always have that long run view, not be so focused on the lifestyles or how other people live, but focus on architecting the life that you want to live. For me, this is a vehicle to buy me the freedom, the time freedom, the financial freedom, as well as the location freedom to really have more optionality. I think that's what, essentially freedom allows you to do. It gives you the optionality of doing what you really want. And I think I do have like lots of things, but if I don't have the financial freedom, let's say, I wouldn't be able to have those optionality that is, that are inherently there in our current reality. But yeah, I feel like I'm not sure if I talked enough about business, but yeah, right now I'm trying to create this e-commerce store, and I'll probably document more about some of the lessons, some of the struggles. And luckily I've found lots of suppliers, a really, really big supplier. And yeah, I still have a lot to learn. I'm not really too sure exactly how the fulfillment's gonna go, the customer service. I probably have to start hiring employees, and that's going to be a really wonderful, exciting experience as well. But I just wanted to create this to hold myself accountable. I know it's very cloudy at times if you're starting out, but there's millions and millions of people that are also on the path, and the journey is really kind of lonely. I feel like there's so many people doing this path, like trying to find information. There's a lot of different communities that you could even join, but doing like the deep kind of the hard work behind it, all the logistics, all the back end stuff, at times it's like, this is the magician doing the trick of giving the customers the best price, let's say. So it's really a fun journey. And yeah, at times it could be really cloudy. Like I might want to go back to just networking and finding a consulting job, and maybe that I will have that as a backup. But right now I just want to take advantage of this opportunity and build something that is worthwhile, so that I could achieve goal of optionality, and also providing for my family first, and then for others. But yeah, that's currently the journey so far, and I'll check back with you in maybe a couple of days, couple of weeks, but I'll make sure to hold myself accountable to make these videos. All right, take care. Peace.